right, welcome everybody. This is our subscription bundle breakdown, and today we are doing the performance pack. As you can see behind me, we have one Pure Nourish, one Power Boost, and two AbVantage. I am going to share my screen real quick because I'm going to go through a quick slideshow so you can see everything that's in it and a little bit about each. So this is a 100 PV pack. So we know we need 100 PV to keep our commission eligible, and that is exactly what this one is. This is a few of my favorite products. I help pick out this pack. I think this is great for anybody, but of course, this is a great performance pack. So if you have people who are athletes, fitness people, you know they love protein. And of course, this is our new AbVantage product, which is helping them get shredded. So you get two of those. So they can either double up and take two a day and have a month's supply, or they could sell one. And we have our protein, we have our branch chains, and we have our amino acids in here. Our AbVantage in here. Oh, goodness, my slideshow is not wanting to flick. There we go. So let's talk about the Pure Nourish really fast. If you've not tried this, this is our meal replacement or our protein shake. I have used this probably for over 10 years. I got myself off of all of the whey, casein, all of the isolates, all of the dairy-based, and I put myself on plant-based. And I'm going to talk a little more about that. But if you don't know about this protein powder actually supports your digestion. Most of protein powders on the market wreak havoc. Okay, this one's actually good for your memory. It's good for your cardio, your heart health. It's good for your liver. Again, this is plant-based. So we're going from peas, we're going from cranberry. Everything in here is vegan. So this is great for your vegetarians and your vegan lovers. We have good omegas in here, omega-3s. We need more omega-3s. That is really hard to find in a protein powder. We have prebiotics and probiotics in here. So again, that's helping your digestion along with digestive enzymes. Again, most protein powders wreak havoc on the stomach and actually make your stomach hurt or swell. That is not what this one's going to do. It actually helps the stomach debloat and gives back to your gut, gives good things to your gut. We also have a full vitamin and mineral panel, which is why this one can be a meal replacement and not just like a post-workout shake, okay? We have things that will supply you and keep you going through the day with the vitamins and minerals. It is non-GMO, and I love the fact that it's gluten-free because I don't do gluten. It's dairy-free, soy-free. A lot of plant-based protein powders on the market are soy. That is a big marketing thing. They'll say it's plant-based, but oh, here's all this soy in here. Soy is not good for you either. So watch for those little hidden things when you're helping customers pick out protein powders, and then you can recommend this one. Of course, this is sweetened with stevia, not artificial sweeteners like sucralose, aspartate, potassium, or aspartame. We have no artificial flavors. So I love that. This is not going to taste like cookies and cream. This is not going to taste like banana milkshake. This is not going to taste like some fruity pebble mix, which is, there's those on the market. This is a natural flavor. So whatever you add to it, it takes on that, which to me I love because I put fresh fruit in it. So I get a fresh fruit smoothie. And of course, there's no preservatives, there's no maltodextrin, and there's no, it isn't on here, but there's no artificial colors. That is a big thing happening right now. Food dyes are being taken out of foods. And of course, this one has none. So let's talk why, to me, plant-based is the best, because a lot of people use whey proteins. They use the isolates, they use caseins. And to me, it's not a good option. I do think that dairy is inflammatory, and I know it's very hard to pull out all dairy. Like, who doesn't like a little bit of cheese sometimes? I mean, I know I do, but the point is when you're going in the name of a healthy protein shake, and this is something that people are going to do almost every day, right? I drink a protein shake almost every day, and I'm not going to eat cheese every day. That might be like once a month. Like, I don't consider that absolutely terrible. But if it's going to be something that is consistent and habitual, you really need a healthy product. And I don't think whey protein is one of those things, or a casein. So let's talk about cow milk. Yes, it has nutrition in it, right? It really does, because it's helping cows and baby calves grow, right? It's the nutrition for them. It has IGF factor 1. We make that too, but the fact is theirs is a little different. It's the hormones helping regulate a calf's development, not Kristen's development. I don't need that anymore. I'm a 40-year-old woman. I'm trying to balance my own hormones. I don't need a cow to give me any more. Is it safe? I mean, safe, it's not going to kill me, but I mean, again, if you're thinking, why am I having trouble releasing fat? Why am I sluggish? Why am I, holding on to this? Why am I having brain fog? And we think about all these imbalances we have, and many times they are linked to hormonal problems. Well, adding these either synthetic hormones in, because we're going to talk about that, or a hormone from a cow, you're getting off balance. Your body is not regulated the way it should be. So I do think pulling those out daily will get your body reset. So dairy products, yes, are a rich source of calcium, because people say, well, how am I going to get my calcium? I promise there are other ways to get your calcium, whether you're supplementing with it or finding other food sources. You do not have to have cow's milk to get calcium. I do also believe that it can cause gut inflammation. If you research that on your own, you will find dairy can cause lots of snot, inflammation in your stomach, make your stomach hurt. A lot of people are lactose intolerant and they have no idea. I'm actually one of those people. When I do too much ice cream, and I have been known to do that because my child likes to have it, and if I eat too much of hers, my stomach hurts. Like I have a slight little lactose problem, so I just cut it out. But also, most people don't realize that cows, one, they produce bovine growth hormone. Again, that's helping their baby cows, but it's making their milk supply higher, right? Because they're lactating. You don't need any more growth hormone. But also, dairy farmers can stick their cows with a synthetic growth hormone. They're doubling up, because why? If they give them more growth hormone, they produce more and more and more milk. So commercial dairy farmers want their lady cows giving more milk because it helps them produce more. We don't need that. We don't need to be consuming that. But the FDA does allow some of that synthetic hormone to be put into those cows, and obviously that can be residual as it goes into their milk. However, I want you to know some other countries do not allow that, but here in the US we do. So we have to be mindful of that. There we go. So let's look at some of the other ones on the market. I get asked a lot about some of the other ones. These are ones that there's a lot more, but these are specific hot ones. All of these you're looking at either contain a whey, a casein, a filler, a binder, so a maltodextrin. That is terrible for your stomach. It is a potato or a corn base. It's making it thick. It's making it to where it doesn't clump up, obviously, in the package. But when it goes into your stomach, obviously, you just heard me, it's potato or corn base. That's a starch, and it's sticky when it gets in there with your water or milk. And what does that do? It coats your intestinal tract. And it's a starch coating your intestinal tract, so it's a breeding ground for bacterial growth, which is why many people's stomach hurts when they use these products. All of these would contain some sort of artificial sugar or added sugar, artificial flavors, colors, soy, or in my opinion, they have too much protein. Yes, you can have too much protein, I promise. If your body is not converting it over, you still can convert protein to fat. So you have to have a balance. And I think our Pure Nourish is a perfect balance. In addition to it, we add the Power Boost, which is our branched chain amino acids. This is going to help you recover. This is going to help muscle growth. By the way, it tastes wonderful. We have MCT oil in here, which is a good, healthy fat. It's hard to find that unless you're just going to be buying it by itself. This helps with performance. Again, non-GMO, low glycemic, vegan, non-soy, no artificial anything. Did I mention it tastes really good? And then if you just want to take a picture of this, this is what I like to put on when I'm advertising or telling the high points of it, what it doesn't have, and of course, what it does have. So let's move on to the next product, our AbVantage. This is the one that is targeting our stubborn belly fat. Now, I feel like we all have been there. We all have it. Like whether you have it now or you're going to have it or you know someone that has it, we all can talk about stubborn belly fat. If you've been on the drops, I know many people say, I've still got that little pooch. How can I get rid of it? Let's talk about what it is. It is the white fat. So stubborn belly fat is white fat. It is either subcutaneous, right under the skin, or visceral fat, which is around the organs, right? And that's the dangerous fat. Yes, everybody's going to have a little of the subcutaneous fat. It's ready to be used for energy, whether we like it or not. Sometimes a little of it's okay for energy storage. We don't want an abundance of it, right? But the visceral fat is very dangerous, okay? And too much of it can lead to type 2 diabetes, heart disease, all of those things like stroke, high blood pressure, high cholesterol, all of that could be linked to our visceral fat. So let's talk about the difference as well. So let's look at our little picture. Our white fat is literally energy storage. It's like a big droplet of just fat. I like to call it a little Crisco ball. It's just kind of sitting there waiting to be used. There's not much to it. It's not rich in mitochondria. It's kind of just waiting. However, our brown fat is rich in mitochondria. It has a different color, which makes it brown. And it is actually helping your body regulate temperature, right? And it's not waiting to be used. It is using energy. It is very rich in iron, and that's what's giving it its brown color. And it's not under the skin. It's not visceral. It's literally around the neck, the back of the neck, the clavicles, the back of the neck, around a little bit of your kidneys. And it's very small, but it's generating heat, okay, and burning calories. Believe it or not, the more brown fat you have, the leaner you are. The more active your brown fat is, the leaner you are, the less white fat you would have. So here's kind of the differences. You can always take pictures of this, because some people, when you're explaining what the product is, some people don't know what brown fat and white fat is. Sometimes you just think fat's bad altogether. So white fat compared to brown fat, large molecules to small molecules. One stores energy, one burns energy. One's very inactive, one is very active. One has very little mitochondria. One has a lot of mitochondria, which means it's a very high energy source. One increases, here's big, increases risk of disease, and one decreases. Huge. The more brown fat you have, the healthier you are. The more active your brown fat is, the healthier you are. One is located under skin, hips. One is around neck, shoulders, and big organs like your kidneys, because it's keeping them warm. You want your kidneys to be working, right? Which is why it's around your neck too. We always want our brain to be warm, which is why I think you have it around in here. One is not ever activated. It's just burned up. And one is activated from cold or capsaicins or by exercise. And again, this is how our brown fat can get activated: cold exposure, exercise, or diet. And that's how we're going to talk about AbVantage, because grains of paradise, an active ingredient in AbVantage, can turn on some brown fat. And this is what it looks like. It is a stimulant-free capsule, plant-based formula, and these are our active ingredients. Okay, I'm not going to go through all of them except the grains of paradise. It is the one that absolutely activates that brown adipose tissue and will help your body increase resting. Notice I said resting caloric burn by 10%. So I could just be sitting here in my break room and I'm actually burning calories because it's helping my body heat up, because it's like a capsaicin, like kind of like a pepper. Your body isn't going to be naturally heating up. So this was the results. People lost 250 more percent of fat than the placebo group that did not take it. If you have not tried this, I encourage you to give it a go because one, I think we all live in a vanity world. Like we all want to look better, right? Like I absolutely think that this was like the fuel to the fire for what I like to say, my abs. Like it absolutely made my stomach look better. But I truly believe you heard me say white white adipose tissue increases risk for disease. Brown fat decreases risk for disease. So as much as this is a vanity product and people absolutely look great when they use it, it is a truth health product in my opinion because you want to make sure your brown fat is always working. It is good for you to have it activated. I have both my parents using it just because I'm like, yeah, you need to be using it. You need to get that brown fat going. You need to keep it churning. So, but you will burn more calories a day. You will stay warm. And then this is my results. So far left was in 2020. The middle one was 2 years ago. And then the far right is me last week. Now, there's not a huge change in the middle to last week, but to me, I can see where my waist is a little smaller. Like I can tell there's like a little bit, tighter. And I didn't do anything different. To me, my workouts were the same. My eating was almost the same. I'm very regimented and boring. And I added this in, and I'm older. I'm 2 years older, and I'm like, there's a reason because I'm still putting good things in, but I do think that this product was a key into changing some of the things in my waist. I probably had some visceral fat I had no clue I was holding on to. So this is the performance pack. I think it's a great price. You get a shake a day and you get 2 bottles of AbVantage. So I hope this was super helpful. And of course, if you always have questions, you can get me in Facebook.